Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Flat Earth Digest Live, right here on the Horry Sheet Show. If you're not familiar with the Flat Earth Digest, then let me give you a quick refresher, okay? When you see me doing this kind of broadcast, you can expect it to be very structured, very flowing. I'll have great curated videos to share from channels that I support and the best Flat Earth news and proofs that the Flat Earth community has experienced in recent times and times of old. So I'm going to be going back and digging up some of the best proofs, resurfacing them for new Flat Earthers that are just coming to the movement. I'm going to be talking to new channels, I'm going to be doing interviews, call-ins, all kinds of stuff. So this will be a way for you to discover some new channels, to stay up to date with some of the newest findings, even have some, I'll even show you some great videos that you can, and briefly explain them so you can find different cool things to watch in full later on. And last but not least, you might actually be entertained, okay? If you don't like that sort of thing, don't stick around here, because I'll try. I'm constantly coming up with new ways to flat smack from my lazy boy, and I've got something called the Flat Curious Project that will be hopefully fun to watch. We won't go too much into it right now, but expect to see the best highlights from that project here on the Flat Earth Digest live show from now on. I'm going to take the best things that I've done, the best reactions, and I'm going to just cut them up and make a compilation. It'll be a lot of fun for us to watch. Also, if you want to do, if you want to catch the over-the-shoulder process of how that works and participate on some of the, participate with some of the flat smackies, as I call them, then be sure to watch those live streams on my channel, because I kind of show you the over-the-shoulder view. I go to the site, I look at all the freelancers, I read out the emails that I'm sending them or receiving from them, and sometimes we can all vote and pick on people if it presents itself. So anyway, I call them flat smackies. Those are the people that's going to be watching all this Flat Earth content. So anyway, go ahead and subscribe. It's going to be worth your time. Now, without further ado, let's get it moving. First up, I've got to mention the Convex Earth documentary, okay? Now, guys, we've seen this, and we've heard about it, but I'm going to play you just a little bit of this right here, and I'm going to talk about it while I play it, so check this out. Hold on.
In order to bring the light of knowledge on the true shape of the Earth, researchers of Daquila and Ziggurat's technologies...
I'll go ahead and describe who we're watching right now, okay? And what they're bringing to the table, supposedly, or so I thought. On the website, convexearth.org, you can find this information under the About Us section. And, well, basically it says that the Convex Earth research is being conducted in partnership between the CTZ, Ziggurat's Technology Center, and Daquila Research. They say it took them 7 years to conduct the experiments that they did with the support of many specialized professionals, and some of which included cartographers, astronomers, engineers, geographers, and supposedly other experts in various areas who pulled it together to make the Convex Earth documentary. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, how did it turn out? That's a good question. That's a good question. Let me go ahead and play another video. Let's see how that turned out. What about this? Let's read that. Look. This is the same scientist. I don't know if you can hear that. Let me turn it up. Listen to this. Same scientist. Look, that was the end of their little convex thing. Look.
O que você sugere para que nós façamos justamente para
provar que ela não é? Look at that guy. That's the scientist from the video that we were just watching, the Convex Earth documentary. There he is. Guess what he's doing? Yeah.
Fé que ela não é redonda.
Teste. Realiza bastante teste. Biru vai passar bastante teste para
We
você.
will give you lots of tests.
This
This alien, supposedly, He's talking to an alien, people. An alien in a bush. Yeah, he's talking to an alien in a bush. Yeah. So, if you think you can trust this documentary, then you need to go back to the ball. In that documentary, they made all kinds of assumptions. In the Convex Earth documentary, they made all kinds of assumptions on things while showing us only, in my opinion, like a brief overview of all the experiments. I wasn't alone in feeling like they didn't explain some of the things or give enough raw data, numbers, or footage of the events to convince me of anything. Especially when it came to that interesting sounding building measuring experiment. Whatever they did with the GPS on top of the buildings and the base of the buildings. I now regard it as a complete waste of time. I'm glad I didn't watch it a second time or a third time to try to figure out, what they really did with some of those experiments. Because now I think it's just, well, I know it's just too easy to fake. Look at the way it's cut. And I gave them the benefit of the doubt that it was cut like that to entertain everybody and be, thrill-seeking, edge of your seat, suspenseful sort of film, which that works. If you're still caught up in the Hollywood movie, mainstream TV drama stuff. I mean, I woke up to that a long time ago. I didn't appreciate it. I saw it. It was okay. I could tolerate it. That's the word for it. I tolerated it. But whatever. Moving on. And that alien. Oh, let me just show you this right here. Look at this. Now, this here is the Wiki page. The Wiki page for Biru. Biru is the alien that was in that bush. The frickin' alien has a Wiki page. People. Big thanks to Rock Lover on YouTube for commenting that to my video. That's why I'm showing that to you right now. You can go ahead and read that. What is his name? E.T. Biru? Extraterrestrial Biru? Yeah, whatever. Okay. By the way, I wanted to show you guys a little something about satellites because in my original presentation, I had some satellite stuff in there and really thought I was going to attack the Convex Earth documentary for them talking about satellites, but I don't have to. But I'd still like to show you this because it was really hard to find, and I don't know if you guys have really seen it. But remember this? This satellite here? Look at this. This thing, they tried to launch it, from a balloon and a forklift, because that was the forklift or whatever, the big crane. Look at, it's crashing into cars, destroying cars. People are dodging, running out the way. Look at this. The documentary went on about satellites and geostationary satellites and all this stuff, and why are they launching them from balloons? All right, is it to save money? Yeah, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. So anyway, I had a little, satellite video I wanted to show you there. So next up, for those of you who didn't already know, Mad Mike finally went up on his rocket. I covered that on a previous broadcast, so check that out in the source links. And by the way, I'll have the source links in the video sometime after the broadcast. It's something I do later on because it just feels like too much work beforehand. So, as you trickle in, you can check back probably tomorrow. They'll be there. But anyway, how is Mad Mike recovering? Do we have any news on Mad Mike and his bruises? Well, let's see. Got a video on Mad Mike here. I'll play for you guys. So this is his Facebook page. Now, I'm willing to bet he's just fine. I went over to his Facebook, and he's selling the original panels of his rocket for $200 each side. And he's also selling 6-inch by 6-inch pieces of the parachute with a signed document for $15 each, plus shipping. So he's making a little money off all this. Now, he's working hard to get the space launch funded. The new one, the next one, where he gets up in a balloon and launches, right? He's working on the GoFundMe page for that launch. So it's being set up now. Go check it out if you want to, still donate to that. Anyway, let me show you a picture on all this. There's something I wanted to bring up about this. Okay. Let me show you. Let me go back to my pictures real quick. And I will pull up this here. I gotta close this one out so it'll recognize it. Here we go. So this was on his Facebook page too. While browsing the Facebook, what I found surprising was that he said he cut ties with the reporting team that I covered in my last news segment. So he had this to say on his Facebook page on the 25th. He said, "I cut all ties with Noise TV last week, and they've been told not to use this type of language or reporting. He says, I allowed them to film because I opened it up for everyone. Sorry for the botched job Noise did." Well, I watched that, the coverage that they did, and I didn't think it was too bad. It wasn't really bad at all. Now, yeah, Mad Mike strikes me as the guy that doesn't want people cursing. He might be a church-going guy, and that's cool. But he drew support away from Noise TV, and I thought that was pretty concerning. And I remember back in the day, he also drew his support away from IPS. And I reached out to IPS. So, I heard he cut ties with IPS, and I was like, what was that all about? And that stuck for a long time with me. I thought it was, when I first heard it through the grapevine, I thought it was done with malicious intent. I thought Mad Mike had dropped IPS's support for no reason. And I'm sure a lot of people heard the same thing. However, now that I had a chance to speak with IPS directly, he confirmed that it was due to the harassment IPS was getting from MGTV. Yeah, that Truther channel. If you subscribe to MGTV, please unsubscribe. Or don't ever mention it on my channel or my comments, or I'm just going to ban you. That dude is no good. MGTV...
on which science bases itself are only evidences.
MGTV
and evidences are not proofs.
Can't stop it. MGTV had sent emails that got around to Mad Mike, and between IPS and Mad Mike, they both agreed to avoid contact with each other so as not to tarnish the whole event. In my opinion, this was just IPS and Mad Mike thinking of the bigger picture here. MGTV must have a really super sad life to be trying to pull off some of the stuff I've heard about. But now that I know he's linked to the situation, not surprised by all that. So anyway, the relevant links to Mad Mike and his stuff will be down below. You can check out what IPS has been doing by heading over to his YouTube channel and subscribing to the Flat Earth Network, or by going to flatearthnetwork.com. More information about Flat Earth Network will be coming out soon right here on this channel, so you don't want to miss it. Lots of big things coming up. Next up, Russian Vids is making his rounds. Remember him? I actually got a chance to speak with him the other day because he was appearing on different YouTube channels, such as Sun and Moon Family United, ran by Karen Pettit. If you've not seen that live hangout, go and subscribe right now to Sun and Moon Family United. She's got a lot of great guests on there. We'll talk a little bit more about that channel in just a minute. And she basically, she has great guests on from time to time to discuss her flat Earth, as well as a variety of different other topics such as energy healing, physics, conspiracies, consciousness, sovereignty and law, the ISS, NASA, and more. I think right now as we speak, she's got Bling Bling, the BS of the ISS, going over some stuff right now. And well, I'll just play a little video that I made up here. I think I'll play it on this screen. I'm trying to figure. I just, I got everything changed up here, and I'm not sure what the best way is to display everything, but I got some stuff. And anyway, some of the guests that you can find there include Aaron Kreshok with Project Lumen. And if you don't know who that is, he's doing some amazing things for Flat Earth. I'll try to put a link to his stuff below as well. You'll also find people like John the Morgile, Bling Bling, the BS of the ISS. You also see Masterpiece did a video. Mr. Thrive and Survive is a channel on there as well. He went on there. The Astral Thief's on there quite a bit on the panel. You've Been Exposed has been on there. Carly Sunshine, Oliver Ludlow, he's also been on there. D Marble has been on there. Santos Bonacci, Dojo Times. And I like to go there to display all the new stuff that even you guys on my channel haven't even seen yet. It's just a great hangout, and I love the people there. I love the atmosphere. It's really intimate. Karen is a lovely, sweet person. And if you have not seen Sun and Moon Family United, go over there and go check it out. They live stream a lot, so plenty of opportunities to catch them live. You can find a link again to her channel down below when I get to it, probably tomorrow. Now, next up, some of you won't believe this, but I guess I can, because it's, everything is ridiculous nowadays. But look at this. Look at this. ABC7. ABC7 Chicago put up a live stream that lasted over 4 hours, at least. That live stream looked like this picture right here the entire time. What does that say? High probability. Look at that whole strip across the United States. High probability of what? Well, the caption on their Facebook live stream read, "Heads up, spread the word," in all caps. A Chinese space station is hurtling towards Earth and could land almost anywhere. Illinois and a large stretch of the U.S. is in the high-risk area. That's that line. How do you like that? What kind of fear porn space propaganda is this, guys? I heard, I mean, isn't it, to me, it's space porn propaganda. It really is. I don't know. They called the thing, get this, you ready for this? They called it Heavenly Palace. Anyway, as I suspected, it has nothing, there's nothing to worry about. They said that it fell somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, and I'm not buying it. Not at all. Next up from Nascar, let me get this video playing for you guys. Nascar has spoken a little bit about the flat Earth.
Yeah. Well, and think about this though.
No, we don't need to really hear it. I don't want to play the audio, but in an official NASCAR YouTube page, they seem to have published a story about Flat Earth in a video titled Season 2, Episode 5, Calling Clint Bower and Flat Earth. So they go on to talk about Mad Mike Hughes. It's like the first thing they talk about. They talk about his rocket launch. And then they begin to mock it instantly by shaming the man for being a cat lover, of all things. And they continue on and attempt to hammer Flat Earth into the ground. Yeah. No surprise there. They talked about the legalities of the rocket launch and how high you might have to be to actually see the curve. They really ended up talking about a lot of stuff they really didn't seem to know anything about. Rather than, like I said, rather than playing the audio here and risk a copyright for the audio, it's just good to see the mainstream, Flat Earth hitting the mainstream here. That's all I wanted to show you. So this is from a NASCAR YouTube page. Cool, right? It's sad to see how indoctrinated people are and how much they think they know what they're talking about when they're so off base. It's ridiculous a lot of times. But anyway, end rant. Moving on. Next video here, David Icke. David Icke talks about the flat Earth. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. Let me get it situated for you, and yeah, listen to what David Icke has to say about this. And when it's done, I'll come back on and talk about it.
To show that are very much into the alien, reptilian, UFO scenario as well. So I do want to touch point on that. But I want to ask a couple of silly questions, and they're not silly questions. Is the planet flat? That's the first one.
Well, that's the thing that's come up, and I frankly don't go there, because what I do, and I've done for 30 years, is I follow my intuition, and I'll go wherever it takes me. This intuition has taken me on a journey that's put so much fantastic information before me from many endless sources, including personal experience all over the world, and I trust it. Because it's shown to deserve to be trusted, and so I would go into this whole flat Earth area if my intuition said go there, but it doesn't. So I'll leave that to other people. But this is a very important point. When you break down what reality is, and you realize that actually there is no in terms of the reality we experience as the world, there is no out there. The world's not outside of us, it's inside of us. See, I'm looking at a computer now. The computer's world is not outside of it, it's inside of it. It's projected on a screen, but it's inside the computer. And when in the deep levels of unraveling the nature of reality, which is actually a passion of mine. I just love it, because it's the foundation of everything. If we don't understand what the nature of the reality we're experiencing, how can we take control of our lives? We don't even understand what we're experiencing.
So the producer thinks that actually we live on a flat Earth. We live under a dome, and the moon and the sun is projected onto the surface of the dome.
Yeah, that's a view which he's entitled to have. Good luck to him. That's the whole thing about freedom. Yeah. You have the freedom to come to conclusions and have an opinion. This is the freedom that's being taken away by the imposition of opinion and the imposition of what you can question and what you can't. But if you look at what I'm actually saying, and I've been saying for a long time before it became much more mainstream among many scientists, is that we live in a form of matrix, a form of artificial reality, like a very advanced computer game. And it's interesting that the physics of computer games and the physics of our reality are basically the same. And we decode and experience reality basically in the same way that a computer does.
Yeah. He goes on to talk about the holographic matrix and stuff like that. You know, he says that this world resembles a computer and all this stuff. He calls this reality a fake reality. He says it's brilliantly represented in the Matrix movie, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. But when he asks himself, he asks himself in that interview, he says, okay, so yeah, is the Earth flat or round? He literally says, well, you know what? Click, click, enter. Which one do you want? That's what he says. So, I'm sorry. I want to like Icke. I've always wanted to like Icke, but this reality is not like a computer game in that sense. Okay, you can't just make up what you want. It's not changing like that. It's pretty tangible. It's pretty consistent. I think pretty consistent. The Earth has a shape. It's either an enclosed system or it's not an enclosed system. The space story with inhabitable planets is drastically different from a world without any of that. So anyway, that's what David Icke had to say. I still can't believe he tried to tie in the reptilian theory with all of that too. In that same video, he's still pushing all that stuff. What do you guys think about that? I'm gonna pay attention to the chat right now. But if you want to comment on that, comment in the chat. I'm gonna be opening the show up for live calls towards the end of the show. So get prepared for that. I'll give out the number too in just a minute. And if you're not watching this live, you know, you can always skip over this part. But I definitely want to make sure I have the right phone number before I get It's a new Google number, everybody, so give me a break. And I pretty much have it memorized. I just want to make sure. All right, so that's the call-in number, and I'll type call-in at the end. Okay. And let's see what the chat's saying. I'll drag the window over here so I can read it. All right, we got, let's see, we got Oshiro6 is in here. Magicians for Truth made it here. Go find the others. Journey's Wake, how you doing? That was a great show with Crow 777, said Orwall 1234. Oh yeah, you saw Crow on Sun and Moon Family United. Yeah, he was also on there. I got to talk to Crow too. Like it or lump it, you do not need... What is Jimbo saying? Like it or lump it, you do not like freedom of speech? Ori, I may not like what you say, but I respect your right to say it. Goodbye, says Jimbo. I don't, you know, what is it? Is it about the flat earth? You didn't like the flat earth? Is it, you didn't like what I said about David Icke? I mean, I don't know. Joey Silv, what's up, bud? Harsh Truth Engineer is here. Paul in the Plains here. Mo Beak. Everybody in the chat, thanks for coming. And, yeah, Wesley Stace made it here. Cool. And we will talk about Paul on the Plane a little bit at the end of the episode, Wesley. So, yeah, he's got a little spot here on the show. McVice made it here. What's going on, McVice? Look, if you need my attention, go ahead and make sure you tag me in the chat. And you can do that by typing the @ symbol, the space, Horry. And if you type @ symbol, the Horry, you should have the little menu system fill out the rest of the name. You can just click on that, or you can just hit tab. Or you can hit up and down on the keyboard if you want to scroll through that list of names and then hit tab when you're ready for it to finish it for you. But as long as you have @ symbol and someone's name, they can type a message to you and you see it in orange. So if you want to associate with me, the host, I'll read the chat and look for the orange. Okay? So we're going to move on. Now, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, baby. That sound means it's time for the honorable mentions portion of the show. I've got some Flat Earth channels to share with everybody. Got some Flat Earth channels to share with everybody in the honorable mentions portion. And first up, I got a channel called the Flat Earth Brothers, or Flat Earth Brothers, for you to check out, not the, leave the the off. He seems to be making some pretty good Flat Earth videos, and I wanted to show you one that I found particularly interesting. What if we could see the dome through lightning sprite photography and slow motion video capture? Huh? Look at that. I'm about to show you guys a cool little video.
Watch watch across the screen. Here it goes. Right here. Boom.
I'm gonna blow it up and start it over in just a second.
Looks like it's coming out of something to me.
For you.
Okay. Really cool. You watch across the screen. Here it goes. Right here. Boom. Looks like it's coming out of something to me. Okay. Really cool. You can rewind it and play it yourself many times. I thought that was fascinating, and I'm tempted to go through and look at other footage of these things and see that again, because there's lots of the footage in here, and you can watch it where you see these sprites coming out of the firmament, lighting it up. Beautiful. Okay.
Fascinating stuff.
Wanted to share that with you, but I also wanted to share some really good pictures of lightning sprites that I forgot to include in the other video because I got excited and wanted to show you all what I found really fast and forgot to put the pictures. So I had them in a presentation that I linked in the description, but some of you may not have seen them. So here is one of the best pictures I have seen of one of these things, coming from the stars, because the book of Enoch, again, it says, and other things I saw concerning lightning, how some of the stars rise up and become lightning but cannot lose their form, so they remain where they're at. And when I heard that, I thought it sounded crazy until I had a memory or a flashback from me watching a video on TV about sprites. And I didn't think much of them because the earth and the way things work didn't really fascinate me at that time as much as they do now. I just kind of believed everything I was told. And now I'm just blown away by the simplest of things. The sun moving across the sky, stars at night.
Yep. I could totally get you there, brother. That's kind of what I find going on in my daily life. You know, I go outside and I look at the sun and I look at the moon and I look at the stars and everything and all the clouds, and I'm just... all the stuff I know now, it's mind-boggling as far as what is all that? What's it doing? How's it working? It overwhelms me to the point where I almost have to make it a point not to observe it sometimes, because I do so much research and I've come to just so many different conclusions. I don't know which one to pick. I'm like I'm at a fork in the road here on what to believe in with my own reality. And I'm sure a lot of viewers like you are watching this right now and have not set any beliefs into stone. I still have a lot more research to do, and we have a lot more experiments to do. So we need to be networking with people and stuff, and really, really trying to further everything. Another channel that has been making great NASA fakery videos has been the channel called Bling Bling the BS of the ISS. She has her pulse on NASA so hard they can't even fart without her knowing what they probably ate for lunch. Lately, she's been focusing on a lot of the reflective surfaces that they seem to have up there. And she's been finding all kinds of anomalies. Let me go ahead and play a video, at least show you guys the channel, so you can see what kind of videos she has on her channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Bling Bling is an amazing person. She's a good friend of mine. I consider her a good friend of mine, and she's doing some really good work. A lot of her videos show things that will make you scratch your head when it comes to NASA, and is any of it real? And she does some really funny stuff on there, like this one here. I got to show. Oh, I can't click on it because it's a video. Darn. But anyway, that's Bling Bling the BS of the ISS. Go ahead, link will be down below. Sub to her channel. Show her some love. It's worth it. Next up, an artist gets a highlight here on the show. GlobeExit_RO. On Twitter, makes a bunch of flat Earth logos and patches. So let me go ahead and pull up his video here and show you guys. Look at that. That's awesome stuff. What you're seeing here will be down also in a link below, so share it around. Peruse his online store for more flat Earth merchandise for all of the hard work that he's doing, and a lot of which is shown here as he's given away for free. So if you're doing something for Flat Earth and giving back in a big way, holla at your boy, or he will get your stuff on the show, and most likely get it seen if you're doing something cool for Flat Earth. Now, next up, It's a guy who calls himself Flat Earth Focker. Cool guy. Came across his page. He seems to be doing a lot of flat Earth activism. He's going everywhere. He seems to be sharing flat Earth wherever he goes, with people at convenience stores, cashiers, friends he has over at his house for the first time, you know, hearing it, their first time hearing it. I mean, I hope he's not inviting like first time friends to his house and busting the flat Earth there, but who knows? I just remember watching a video where he was talking about it, and it was the girl's first time hearing it. It was pretty good. But anyway, he talks about it to people waiting in line, people on the street. This guy's sharing it with the world. So go show him some love. Flat Earth Focker, not hard to spell, Focker. The link's going to be down below sometime soon. Pretty cool channel. You know, I like to show some of the channels here. And what about an old channel that we're familiar with? And a lot of us like and know, and there's some news about On the Plane. On the Plane is last but not least on our list. And he's been doing a fabulous job for Flat Earth. And now he's going to be joining the ranks of mostly amazing shows over at TFR or Truth Frequency Live. I know there's a couple of shows that just are not on board with Flat Earth. So take that with a grain of salt. His show will air on Tuesdays for 1 hour, starting at, I want to say 9 p.m. Eastern. I actually have starting at p.m. Eastern in my notes, so that's not helpful. But I want to say it said 9 p.m. If not, make sure that when you look down in the links for his show, I will correct what I said here. So anyway, if you're not sure, look down in the source links for a link to Paul on the Plains YouTube and give him a sub, and the link to TFR. Make sure you watch him there on TFR on Tuesdays. It sounds like he's coming around around the time Strange World airs. So I think Mark's show is like 10 p.m. Central, sometime around that time. Anyway, good stuff, man. Keep it up, Paul. As usual, I like what you do. You have been doing amazing stuff for Flat Earth, and you continue to do so. But I'll check the chat one more time, then we're going to open it up for calls, because that's basically all I got here on the Horry Sheet Show as far as news and content. And I like to tell everybody on my channel, once I'm done with all the, I guess, meat and bones, I'll say it, so you guys aren't wasting your time. Now it's the call-in portion, not like it's a waste of time. That's also fun for me. But a lot of you just want to hear the good stuff and go, right? So there you go. Make sure you click on that subscribe button and ring the bell. You deserve the unfettered truth that will help you wake right up out of this matrix. That's what I do here on the Horry Sheet Show. I'm here to wake people up, right? So if you want to call in, go ahead. Now's the time. I'll put the number in the chat one more time. Let me address the chat. How's it going, everybody? Anybody tagged me? Let's see. Horry Sheet is killing it tonight, says Orwall. Thank you bunch. Thank you bunch. Lisa White is here. How you doing? Flat Earth Dude made it around. What's up, bud? Joey Silv, go find the others. Cool. There we go. All right. I was hoping that it would ring through Gmail. So if you called me on the regular number, call on the other number that I just gave in chat. That way, everything's gonna work as planned. Somebody just called in. There we go. All right, now I gotta put on my headphones. So give me a second. Put on my headphones. Hey, you're on with the Horry Sheet Show. Let me get my headphones so I can hear you. That is one thing I did not prepare for. So give me a second. Unprepared host. I'm so terrible.
Awesome.
Yeah. It says that I'm still connected. I'm not
awesome.
There we go. Oh, you're back. Can you hear me?
Hey, I'm still here.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, man? Who's this? Welcome to the Horry Sheet Show's Flat Earth Digest Live. Who's this?
That's what I'm talking about. This is Orlando. Orwall 1234.
Oh, yeah, I saw you in the chat. How's it going tonight? What you got for us?
Man, I was just stopping by to say what's up, man. Tell you you're doing an awesome job tonight, man. You're on point tonight.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I woke up just a little while ago and I said, I got to do this show. I got to do this show. And I said, how am I going to do this show? So I drank about this much whiskey and I did the show. That's how I did it. Thanks for watching.
I know that, I know that's right, man. I'm the same way. I get a little bit of a little bit of spirits in me, and
Yeah.
I get the mojo going. You know what I mean?
I had to. I was having a little trouble because I'm not used to drinking whiskey. I drank like literally I had like this much in the freezer. I said I have no beer, and the wifey's been gone for like a week. I'm like I usually drink a beer on the show. I was like I have no beer. I gotta finish this, and I'm not a whiskey guy. It was like some spice something, Captain Morgan's. Ugh. I was like not sure if I was gonna make the show on time after I took that. It was a little too much, but it was funny. So what you got for us? So you got some Flat Earth news? You got anything interesting for us?
Nothing too interesting, but I want to give you props on. I was following the Bling Bling show the other day, and I definitely it was off guard because it was a Saturday, and she ran it on a Saturday, and she had Crow 777 in there. And it was cool listening to him and then listening to you come in. And I just want to give you mad props on that and, let the listeners know that that's definitely something you want to keep up to date with is the Bling Bling.
Yeah, that's why I had to give her a segment. She's been doing some really good videos, putting in a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work to look at those videos frame by frame and go over them. And it's takes a long time. It's very time consuming. And I know she finds some interesting anomalies. And it's hard to prepare for stuff like that. The guys up there on the ISS, or not even, I'd say up there on the ISS, the people who are fooling us with the ISS, right. They make mistakes. They're humans. We see them make mistakes all the time. And even though we're pointing out hundreds and hundreds, it's almost old to us in the Flat Earth community. But to new people,
yeah, it is. Yeah,
they're still looking at this as, they're still sitting on the fence, and they look at things like that to help them hop off one side or the other. And that's why I like her channel. It's always fresh. It's always things I'm interested in. It's always good for new people to see. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, man. Yeah.
I appreciate the support. Your support goes a long way, man. If you just share the videos, I'm gonna have a kind of an episode coming up where I talk about an experience I had last night that was really disheartening. I try to go around and if I ever see any problems within the Flat Earth community, I try to talk to both parties if I know they're at war, and I try to get both sides, and I try to play middleman. But there's some channels
right. Much respect, because I know the same thing with IPS and stuff. Man, I mean, when you listen to his stuff, man, he's got some knowledge, man. He has got some knowledge, man. And you can't hate on that. You can't disrespect on that, and you just have to you got to take it all in. We're at war basically right now, so you have to listen to everybody. You have to have an open mind and kind of take it all in and take what you can get, because right now it's all for one and one for all. And goddamn, I tell you what, man, you cannot be closed-minded nowadays. You cannot be closed-minded. We're on the levels that we're on. We're on some breaking levels here. We're taking the red pill, and a lot of people are stuck on that blue pill. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's totally what's going on, and to recognize what's in front of your face is very important. To have that discernment to see something on TV and to be able to tell, is that real or is that fake? And what you find out is almost everything you see on TV is fake. Almost all the artists, the celebs, the commercials, everything. It's just it's a mind control system. It's a very in-depth, complex system that's been put in place. And once you're able to start seeing some of the lies, the rest kind of follow. It's like a domino effect.
Right.
To me, I can't even listen to mainstream music anymore. I can't watch TV. TV's a joke. If I go to the gas
I can't
station,
either, man. When I travel to work in the morning, I don't turn the radio on, man. I can't listen to it, and and it shouldn't be surprising to all of us that are on the Flat Earth movement, because it shouldn't be surprising that these people are on full damage control. The ones that are pushing the mainstream media and all this other stuff. It shouldn't be surprising that we're getting all kinds of garbage coming out of it. You got to be able to discern and not even follow it. I don't even have the TV, but I don't want to hang up your time too much longer. I just want to give you mad respect, bro. I love it, man. I want to see you gain more followers, and I like this new. You were talking about doing the where you go over the channels and you look in the things and you give a little roundabout and all. You do a little digest thing.
My highlights.
I look forward to that.
You like the old show format that I brought back? Did I do it? Did I nail it tonight? Because I tried to make it like the old show.
Yes.
I did?
Yeah. You sure did, man. Yeah, you sure did, because I would feel like it was bringing it back to the Flat Earth Digest. You're right.
Good.
You did nail it. You did.
Cool. Thanks for that feedback.
Right.
Thanks for the support. Remember, sharing is caring, bro. You have a good night.
I know that's right. I'm gonna start sharing more, my friend. I'm gonna share some more.
That's the only way we grow, bro. That's the only way channels grow. It's really hard. Yeah.
Much respect, man. Much respect.
Take care.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. Have a good night, my friend. I'll be still tuning in. You hear me?
Cool, buddy. You too. And if anybody else wants to call in, now's the time. Have a good night, buddy.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll take one or two more calls. Let's see. And I know it takes about 20 seconds for you guys to hear, so it'll take a little while for this to ring. But I think that sounded okay. On my ears, it sounded okay. I looked at the volume. If you guys in the chat had any issues with that, let me know now. We're still tweaking it. But anyway, yeah, let me check the chat, see if anybody highlighted me so I can read your message. There's just so much going on, and it's hard to see everything. I want to thank everybody for joining. Ace McLeod. Ace, you're late again. You're late again, Ace. I don't know what you've been doing, but you've been late for my shows consistently. Tighten up. Musician for Truth is here. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Flat Earth Dude. Diana Campanella. Clap, clap, clap. Is that the golf clap? I could take a golf clap. But, yeah. That's kind of all I got for you guys. And what about you in the audience? You like the show?
Yeah.
Thanks. So we got a little bit of that coming up. I'm gonna have some other things, some surprising things for you guys. Things that will I don't know, be a little bit more entertaining. But I want to stick to mostly bringing you the new channels and highlights, the proofs, the best of. I want to chop up a lot of the stuff Glowbusters does and bring you the best of Glowbusters on my episode. A lot of times that's probably going to be a regular thing because they put out so much information on Glowbusters. I think chopping up that is worth doing, and maybe summarizing it. That's what I think was most powerful when I did the Flat Earth Digest before. So I think I'll bring that back and give you guys stuff. I know they just deleted their talk about the convex Earth thing that they streamed at like 2 in the morning. We caught a little bit of it, but then it was removed. So I don't know if they did anything else today or what. But the convex Earth documentary, guys, don't share it. Don't share it. It's a fraud. It's a fake. It's a phony scam. The guy was caught talking to freaking aliens in a bush. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. It's time to have, like I was talking about earlier, it's time to have discernment. Real, actual discernment. That's what we need right now. So, thanks everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end the show. Subscribe. Ring the bell. You know how to do it. You know how to do it. Thanks for showing up. All right. I'm here to wake people up. Have a good night.